Alright, we are going to be looking at self-referencing. So, what is self-referencing? Self-referencing is actually in Excel. Is actually how cells are being identified and used in formulas. So, and one of the things that happen is that in self-referencing, it determines whether a cell address changes or remain constant when formulas are copied across the cells or moved from one location to another. So we are going to be looking at relative, absolute, and mixed references. Now let's use this as an example. We have quantity of order here. We have price of each price per order. So to get the sales, I'm going to multiply the order quantity and the price times the price. So let's do that and see. So in relative reference, there's no dollar sign. I'm going to make that clear. There's no dollar sign, and one thing about relative reference is that the formula changes per across the cells. The formula changes. The cell address changes across each column, or rather, or each row. Now, for example, I have this. I'm going to pick from this cell times this cell. What do we have? We have this. Now across, if I double tap, I have this. Now you can see in here there is no dollar sign. It's just one cell multiplied by another cell. And if I go down, you see that this is 5, this is 5 will change to 6s, and this D5 will change to D8. Now let's go down. You can see this is 7, D7, 6, 8 times D8. That's something about relative reference. Relative reference changes across the cell, changes across the column or across each rows. Now that's that about relative reference. Now let's move to absolute reference. Now absolute reference, there's dollar sign, $2 sign, absolute reference, and this is where we have a fixed cell, which is copied across the column or the row. Now let's take a look at this. We want to give a commission for every sale that is above 8. The target is $2,800, and we are going to give a commission for any sales that is 2,000, that is above 2,200. So let's try that. So we're going to put this: if this sales is greater than 2,800, what are we going to have? Value. We are going to have a commission. Let's give us a commission of $100. A commission of $100, and if not, no commission. No commission. Okay, put your brackets. What's the problem? No commission. Okay. Yeah. So now something about this is, let me just put it across and see. Now looking at this, there's an error, because if this is $2,800, this $2,871 is that definitely higher than 2,800, so there's commission. But take a look at this. This is lower than 2,800, and there's still commission. So it shows that there's an error somewhere. And where is the error? Because I didn't fix this particular cell. And why is it so? Look at this. This cell is I3, of which I put here is I3. But let's move down. You see, it's changed to I4, changed to I5. So that is why it's different. That's why we have error. I need to fix this particular I3 in such a way that it will be the same I3 across all the rows, across all the rows in this column. So for me to do that, all I need to do is come at the front of this, then click F4 to make it Now let me click F4 and you see the changes. Now you can see that immediately I click F4, there are $2 signs here before I and after I, and this means that the row is fixed, the column is also fixed. So particularly this is fixed, so anywhere I put this, whether in any form, it's going to give me my value, it's going to retain this particular value. So let me just click that. Now let me change this across the cell. You can see there's a change. Now see, like, look at the changes made here. So definitely this is correct. Why? Because 2,765 is lower than 28, so there's no commission for this person. Since it applies to this is about this $2,497.7, which is, there's no commission because it's lower than this. So this is accurate since it applies to this and this, which no commission. So this is how to use absolute reference. So I'll call this sales that I did, the first calculation I did, by multiplying the price times the order, quantity order. So I'll name this relative reference. So this is relative reference. Why this one under this commission is absolute. So this will help you get it right. Now the next one is mixed reference. Now in mixed reference you actually fix either the row or the column. You don't fix the two. Don't forget, in absolute reference you fix both row and column, and that's what we did here by fixing this I3, and that is having $2 sign for absolute. But in mixed, there's no such thing as that. Now let's use this as an example. Now I want to have a program, and about 100 people, 120 people, 140, 160, 180, and for each person you collect $1,000. So 100 people will collect, for them to have the total amount of person that will collect here to be $1,000 times 100, which should give us about 100,000, and this one 120,000 and all that. Now let's do this on the norms. This should give me this times this, which should give me this, right? And now if I copy it across, now I didn't reference anything here, this will give me error, the wrong answer, right? Because normally $1,000 times 120 should give me about $120,000, and I'm seeing 12 million here because it's referencing this. Now let me click this Q 3 times. Now if I come here, is now multiplying 120 times P2. No, I want it to multiply 120 times on this $1,000. So how can I do that? Is using a mixed reference. And how do I reference this? I'm going to fix only this column, which is this O. So all I need to do is to come here and put a dollar sign before O. I can do it manually by placing a dollar sign before O, or click F4 twice. Now let me click F4 twice. Now if I click F4 twice, it's after O, but the third time it will be before that. Now let me put it across if there's be a change. You can see there's a change. So it's actually fixed this column to be this 1,000. So 120 times 1,000, 120, we have 120,000, 140,000, 1,000, 140,000. So and that goes on and on. So this is now accurate. So this is how to make use of mixed reference. That is when you want to fix whether a row or a column. Now this is just for this column. Now I want to do for the rest, and let me see if I'm to drop it down here. We have, this is absolutely wrong, because why? 100 times 1,200 should give me 120,000, but I'm saying 120 million. Why? Because if I click here, what am I getting? If 04 1 2 3 4 04 and P3 P3. What's P3? P3 is multiplied 100,000 times 1,200. Meanwhile, I want it to multiply 100 times 1,200. You went to multiply this, so they see there's an error there. Now if I come down here, this P4, this 05, which is this, times P4, which is this. You went to multiply 120 million times 1,400, which is wrong. So all did I need to do here? I need to fix this column. Don't forget that what I did here was then to fix this row, rather column. But now I need to fix this row, and I need to fix this row. And which row should I fix? I need to fix this particular O2. So I'll come here, come to P2 and fix this 2. And all I need to do is put $sign behind it. Now if I do that, now drop it down to be corrected. Now you see it's corrected. Now this is accurate. 100 times 1,200 will give you 120,000. Same thing, 100 times 1,400 give you 140,000, and on and on and on. So I need to fix the row like that. So if I'm to do this across all platforms, I'm going to get my answer. Now let's try this. So this is how to go about it. So this will correct everything without having to, change the formula. So, and that's that on that. So this is how to make use of the mixed reference. So this mixed reference, that's all.